Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BJ at the Movies. I am Bay. B.
Welcome to And I am Jay.
And we watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Okay, so we were a bit late to this movie. We might have missed like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe minutes.
You missed that much? No way. I mean, this is Indiana Jones' last adventure, his last hurrah. That's pretty much all you need to know, right?
Harrison Ford is 82, I think.
That's crazy.
And
he looks amazing.
Yeah.
Looks better than you. He's Indiana Jones.
So essentially, this movie is all about the Dial of Destiny. What does the Dial of Destiny do?
So the Dial of Destiny is an ancient device created by Archimedes in ancient Greece.
Is that how you say Archimedes?
And it allows him to find rifts in time, so you can travel in time. And of course, somebody wants this dial. Who wants this dial to go back in time and change something in history?
The Nazis. Those damn Nazis. It's definitely an easy villain to root against. There's no doubt about that. And you got Le Chiffre to do it. Le Chiffre. Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, he's used in many movies, I'm sure. Yes. I've seen him around. And always does a fantastic job.
He is great.
He continues to do a fantastic job in this movie as well. A villain that we can all truly root against, get together and cheer for Indy, even though now he is an old, grumpy man.
Yeah, but he has a reason to be bitter.
He's got regrets.
He's old, he's sore, and he's
got regrets.
The wife left him, his
son died in the army.
Yeah. He used to be this action hero, adventurer guy. So yeah, he has the right to be a little bit grumpy.
Fair enough.
The score deserves a cinematic
The score
experience.
deserves all the speakers in the world because it's done by the legendary John Williams.
Whoa.
We all know his music. Whether you know that name or not, we all know his music. 100%. It affected our lives. Supporting characters. So his friend had a daughter, and he is the godfather of this daughter. I guess he knew her when she was younger, and then many years go by, and they meet again in this movie, and she is played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I think she does a very good job. Their relationship is kind of confusing at first. They don't really have seemingly a deep bond with each other, but there's moments where you see if one of them really does get hurt, they kind of care.
Yeah. So this movie for me is like a quintessential summer blockbuster. You're not really focused too much on the story between the characters. There is some, but you're not super focused on that. The plot, you let a lot go because you know it's Indiana Jones, you know this franchise, so your suspension of disbelief is there, and you let a lot of things that may not make sense in like a serious drama movie. You let it go, and you go along for this ride, and you have a good time. I think that's the most important about this thing is it's fun.
For sure, and it does deliver on that. There's a lot of CGI.
We're spoiled for graphics for sure, and that's why I was thinking this movie has a lot of flashbacks. And in the flashbacks, you see Harrison Ford, younger version. Instead of using makeup, it's a CGI face, and you can tell at points, so maybe that's going to break some people out of it. And it made me question, years down the line, are we going to look back at those scenes and be like, my goodness, they're unwatchable, like The Scorpion King or something like that. Hopefully not as bad.
No, it's gotten to a level where it's nowhere near that.
And it's nice and dark, I thought, so it does hide it well. And there could be spoilers. We're going to talk about some things in the movie that might have spoilers. Spoilers.
I did really like what they chose to use for the chase scenes. I mean, for the first chase scene, there's a parade going on. I thought it was pretty interesting to see him running from someone in the midst of a parade. You just let go with old Indy one more time and have some fun. Now, all of a sudden, he can go back in time. He can go around time.
I mean, I love the ending. I love them going back to ancient times and him meeting Archimedes and stuff like that. And for an archaeologist and someone that studied ancient history his entire life, seeing these things that he's dug up thousands of years later as they were at the time, seeing Greek monuments when they're fully painted and they're not in rubble and ruins yet. It's just you can feel that through him. He does a good job portraying that. Like, he just wants to stay. He's happy to die there. There's nowhere better for him to die. But he has to come back because he's still in love with his wife. He has something to come back for, and they fall in love again. And we tie it with a nice little bow.
Well, he was forced back, to be fair.
He was forced. He gets... And
he did not consent to coming back to his normal period of history.
The kid takes off in this old fighter plane, and there's a guy in the back seat the whole time. Has no idea that
the pilot is coming on hard times and has to sleep in the back of his plane. Some people sleep in the back of their car when they're have no money. What are you doing? You're flying my plane. Why are we going back to ancient Greece?
Ancient Italy.
Was it Greece? No, it was Italy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like you said, this is life's work. It's like come to life, and he's just looking at all this stuff like a kid in a candy store. Like, why would he want to go back? Even though he's been shot, he'll probably die a slow death when, like she said, they're going to just put leeches on you.
But he's like, where better to die than here, beside Archimedes.
You're not looking for some drawn out, like, super realistic methods of getting everything they get. No. It's like, let's get to it, have the fun chase part, the villain catches up. That's the money right here. That's Indiana Jones.
It feels like a video game at certain points in the way things progress. And I'm fine with that, maybe because we're used to it. But yeah, you find the puzzle piece, you figure out the puzzle, we'll keep it moving.
Like, Indiana Jones is kind of a superhero, not really with superpowers, but he is super OP.
He's super OP.
Super OP.
Yeah.
So even as an old man, he's still like mildly OP.
He's got that strength. He can knock people out with one punch.
As I was watching the movie, I felt it's definitely in the 7 realm. 7.
Flat 7. Another garbage score from Jay.
I give what I want. Number. Flat. I do what I want. I do it. Don't number shame me.
When I came out of this movie, I was thinking 6s because I was like, I have to really. But then I was like, it's Indiana Jones, and I kind of have some forgiveness. And the number that was popping into my head the entire time while you were talking was 7-1.
Oh.
Ow.
Okay, 7-1. It delivered enough as an Indiana Jones film to be somewhat fun.
I have no problem if someone were to say to me that they're rating this like a 7-8 or
It seems a bit high, but like if you're a fan, it makes sense.
My rating takes into account the Indiana Jones factor. It takes into account love for Harrison Ford.
And the music scored by the legend. So the music is top tier. So it gives it that feel of the old times with the spin of him being old, which they did pretty well. We didn't want to see him out there doing backflips.
I watched this and I had a good time. So I was able to forgive some of the other stuff.
And isn't going to the movies about having a good time?
Do you agree with us? What do you think? Do you think this movie we're way off? Are we overrating this just because we like Indiana Jones? Are we not liking it enough? Tell us down in the comments. I want to know. I want to know what you think about it.
So that was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. A movie that teaches us you only look as old as the modern de-aging CGI technology will make you look. That is B. I'm Jay. Good night.
Good night.